Hello, hello. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. Once again, hello. Mystic Moons is here today. We're on a mission of love and happiness. Love and happiness. Concentrate on all happiness there could be, is, and shall be for 2025. We're finishing out this year, but something tells me no matter how chaotic 2025 shall be, we will be, third person, will be, we are to just think of love and happiness. And that's the way we're going to get through this. Love, love, and more love. That's just the way. That's just the way we are going to get through all of this. So, welcome to Love and Happiness Chat. And if you so desire to have a reading, we will do readings on your future 2025 love and happiness. Now, there's lots of stuff going around. Oh, endless, blah, 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 blah. We cover it. We cover it. But the most important thing to know is that in the end, in the middle, and at the beginning, it's love and happiness. If you love, and it could be you love your plants, you love your pets, you love your property, you love your rental, your car, you love another person. I mean, love, appreciate what you have. Appreciate. Appreciation is love. Appreciate the country you reside in. Appreciate what the future of your country could be if it's run correctly. You could appreciate, you can love at any stage. Love at any stage. That's the most important thing we keep forgetting. Forget about the fear and you're so scared and you're so this and that. Let's just I mean, come on. Common sense should just tell you love is the answer. And that sounds like some old hippie shit, right? But it isn't. It's fact. It's like love is like sunshine. It is sunshine to us. It is growth. It makes our cells healthy. It makes us happy. Even if we're just eating the same thing day after day after day, if it's prepared with love, it tastes great, right? It tastes great. So today we're just going to think about all the things that make us loving, make us happy. And you're welcome to say hello. I feel great, or I know it's going to make me feel great in 2025. I'm going to love to do this. I'm going to be happy to do this. Poohoo to 2024. And of course, there's going to be some overlapping and residue from 2024, but let's just hey, 2024, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that we could toss in the trash. However, it's going to linger, but we are in love and happiness. Because with love and happiness, it's all secondary. There's always the other stuff. There's always the other stuff. But now we are going to think about ways in which we can be happy. One thing to be happy is to realize the state of where you live, the state of where you reside, right? Not to have any fanciful ideas like this is some great shakes. No, these are people just trying to make a buck, trying to make a dinero, trying to make a dirhams, whatever you want to call it. But we want to know exactly. Say hi. Say hi. I'm into love and happiness. I'm in, even in the midst of the grossest war scene, these people that are like trudging on, and they're determined to find their love and happiness, and we support that. We don't support them, the negative parts, the war and the killing and destruction. But nah, we don't support the fear of anything. We're just thinking about love and happiness. How do you get that? How do you keep that? I mean, when you first meet somebody, you feel all that chemistry going, the sparkles, the this, the that. And then after a while, you feel it fades. It doesn't fade unless you allow your own, you know, non-loving, non-happiness elements of something that you have to work on get in between your lovingness. And it's true. It's true. It's very true. And sometimes we just can't help it. No, we just can't help it because nobody's telling us love and happiness. They're always telling you, you got to pay this, you got to do this, you got to do that, you know, be responsible, grow up, blah, 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 blah. All these like things, all these conditions. Grow up to what? Grow up to what? Sternness? Meanness? Nah. I want to grow up in love. I want to grow up and be happy. I remember once when I was in high school, the assignment was, I think I was a freshman, ninth grade. The assignment was to, what did you want to be when you grew up? You know what I put? I want to be happy. I want to be happy. I want to be happy. And of course, I flunked that composition. Teacher would say, oh, blah, blah. I am so surprised and shocked that you would even write such an atrocious thing. And I said, I see nothing wrong with wanting to be happy as my future, wanting to be happy. Well, and she went on to continually lecture me to try to make me feel like, you know, a piece of like chicken shit. But, however, that's just the way the system works. Do not be happy, be functional. Anyway, we're not going to talk about the do nots. We're going to talk about the can do's. Hello, hello. Daniela, how are you? Lopez, how are you doing? Happy 2025. What are you going to be doing for 2025 that's going to make your socks rock? It's going to make your toes curl. That you could share, of course. Well, you know, it's exciting. Excitement is in the air. I mean, everywhere you turn, even in this, you know, news blips here and there, there's excitement in the air. Everybody wonders. Of course, you can be wondering if I'm going to, you know, the basic things, but it's still exciting. It's still exciting, and you can make sure you get a handle on what you can get a handle on. So there's no surprises, or the surprises are minimal. There's always surprises. And they go, whoa, man, that's putting it on heavy, 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 heavy. When it's like, whoa, isn't that cute? That's my favorite word. No, that's cute. That's cute. When it really isn't cute, but it's like somebody's trying to like, you know, MF me with controlling me to go in another direction that I choose not to go in. So I go, that's cute. That's real cute. But of course, I mean, but anyway, that's another matter. Let's, you know, even using positive talk, positive language. That's probably a start too, to like being loving and being happy. Positive language. What's a positive word besides love and happiness? Can, will, shall, no problem. Right? I guess those are happy words. And of course, you go, but it's deeper than that, isn't it? It is deeper than that. Of course it is. It's like how to transmit to your spirits. Because sometimes I think that, you know, even when one person comes to you, one in your face person, they could be coming towards you with all their spirits. And like, you know, one person's coming towards me, but they could be having like, you know, 6 or 7 or 24, 25 spirits coming towards me. I guess that's why you can go, wow, that's a heavy person. Or who is that person? Because they have so much spiritual energy or spiritual beings around them. That's another thing. You never hear about that. Right? I mean, he who walks alone, does anybody really walk alone? Or do they have intelligence surrounding them? Intelligence being others. Maybe 2025 will be the year that we crack the code, we crack the dimensional, the door opens, and we become part of the universe. That would be cool, right? That would be really more than cool. When are we going to join the cosmic energy? When? And they go, oh, flip out, flip out. No, 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 no. Remember, we live in the universe. Every single blanking thing that we do is a ripple effect all over the entire universe. It's like, think of it as a bed sheet. You know, you make your bed, lump of something, a toy you left under there, or something. Even if you had like put a firecracker under your bed and you lit it, it would still have a ripple effect beyond that immediate area in your bedding, right? That's how it is with the universe. I mean, and of course, I don't mean it's a flat surface. It's simply there's a ripple effect to everything we do, and in terms of not only our physical activities, but our emotional, our psychic activities. So it's like that. It's complicated but very simple at the same time. It's just like it's all part of one body. We're all part of consciousness. Consciousness goes everywhere. Not only like if you got hurt and you had to let's say you and your dog are living in a place and you got hurt. Do you think your dog is going to ignore the fact that you're hurt? Nah. Your dog is going to be right there trying to make you feel better. And a dog or cat, who knows what else? Who knows what else? So maybe your spirits are like, saying, my companion, my human companion got hurt. Maybe the spirits go after somebody else. And they go, well, this person hurt my feelings or more, physical and feelings, physical body and emotional side of the person. So maybe if the spirits around you are strong enough, or around that person, then they go off and maybe they get the revenge, or maybe they do this and they do that, give and take, the law of equal exchange type of thing. It could be. Who do you know? You don't know. You don't know. So it's all these kind of things. It's all. You see these spiders here? In native indigenous culture, these spiders are like, they're not really spiders. These are like gatherers. These are like psychic gatherers. They make your dreams come to you because you ever heard of dream catchers? Dream catcher is nothing but one of these spider webs in which you catch all your dreams to make them realities. And there's one thing we have to remember. 2025, let's dream. Let's dream dreams that we could be make realities. Realities of things that we want. And of course, then you also have to think about keeping your dreams in perspective. Like sometimes some dreams are just dreamt just to get rid of your psychic energy, but some dreams also are just to where, your own evaluation of how it's like your entities, your spirits, and other spirits are just evaluating how many more steps you have to do to make that dream that you need to have happen reality. So it's kind of like that. It's like that. It's kind of, I mean, it's sort of complicated. And they say, like, of course, if prayer helps you, do prayer. And also, too, no matter what you do, if body standing on your head helps you, do that. Whatever, running 10 miles a day, a week, whatever you need to do that's healthy, then that should help you obtain your dreams and the progress. And look, I mean, you think, well, I want to be in a society that does 1, 2, 3, 4. Then how can you get that? How can you get that in a society that's 1, 2, 3, 4? Instead of like going boo hoo and no, the most important thing to do is to realize you want to be in a society that respects your brain, respects the people, respects development, not just they're like, always going for like, always going for below the belt. I guess 2025, let's be above the belt. Let's keep it in the heart. Let's keep it in the ether above our heads and also in between our ears. And let's just, get ship shape. Should we? We should. We should. Lushness is something that we can get. Lush of life, foliage, the red, the red, the red, the red. Anyway, that's kind of what we're going to do tonight. We're going to think about how to make ourselves happy. Excuse me. How to make ourselves put things in their proper place. How to make things. Well, I mean, I've been finding out. We've been through like all this stuff, the elections. What next? We've been through war zones. We've been through. No, we've been through like kind of like drone invasion. One thing I have to like give hats off to the Chinese when they put that dragon drone they did in the sky. That was beautiful. I think that we have to, we have, if we thought drones were like, like the toy trains, this experience has showed us that it's not like toy trains. But it also shows that we could use drones as a medium of expression, not just a medium of aggression or something like that, but of expression. I really intend to use drones I think like you can really make some interesting things in the sky. You can. Beautiful. And why not? It makes firecrackers based on what we've seen the dragon in China and elsewhere. It makes them antiquity. It makes them antiquity. So I think that we can just see how can we use what we have and what we see in a constructive manner. Of course, when something is utterly destroying, that's something that's hard. That's very hard. And we should try and, of course, circulate peace. Peace. That should be, I think, for 2025. And right now, you don't hear the word PEACE. You don't hear peace. And that's one thing that we should be perpetrating is peace. Peace. Peace, love, and happiness. That sounds, again, old. But isn't life just repeating and repeating and repeating and recycling and repetition, recycle? I mean, of course, World War I, War II, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and peace movements. I mean, I guess it's kind of intertwined. And to the victor goes the gang's all here type of song. But there's no victor in any of this. Hardship is hardship. Grudges are grudges. And it's almost as though if we don't go to the universe, if we don't go to the cosmic unity of all the planetary et ceteras, then we're going to keep on going to prophecies, to what they said like 2,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 6,000 years. I mean, come on. Give it up. Give it up. Can we go in the future and just look to like be friendly with another, to stop being so barbaric and think we have to kill everything, every single thing because we don't believe the same beliefs. Enough of all that. Enough. Let's become let's become a lot more kinder, a lot more sophisticated, a lot more tolerant. Let's give up our barbarism, right? We could do that for 2025. What's the choice do we have? Oblivion, the whole planet being crushed, and then all of a sudden we're going to rebuild, and some new people are going to be fighting over real estate over and over and over again. Destroy, build, destroy, build. I mean, that is such a seesaw of boredom. It's boring. Then you see new fat cats replace the old fat cats, and it's just a cycle of no growth. No growth really. I mean, so you make another anthill, another anthill, another anthill, and you treat human life as though it's garbage. That's no growth. That's no growth. We're not going to do that anymore. Some of us will continue because we're not very smart and we don't know how to utilize our time. Others are going to change. And if we get our spirits together, the spirits around us, our companion spirits, our companion intelligence. I mean, right away we're being contacted. We are being contacted, but we, of course, we've always have. You don't take something that's been around for 5 billion years old, as our Earth is almost 5 billion years old, and think that we are the it. We are not the it. We're just one of the many, many phases, many beings. And of course, it's like going to a bus stop and thinking you're the first person to climb on a bus. The train stop. You're the first person to climb on a train. Putting your foot in the ocean. You're the first person to put the foot in the ocean. Ha ha. That's total delusion. So we can toast to a cup of coffee to 2025 being firm realization of the sanctity and the glory of living without being real estate jealous. Real estate jealous. Nobody inherits the land for long. We all pass. We all die off. We go to someplace else. Right? Why bother to like fight over who collects what? And the thinking that you're like, God sent me to do this and God sent me, okay, have a mission, that's fine. But when your mission involves hurting others, I think you question what mission, of what deity, of what intelligence you're on. Pain and suffering is pain and suffering. Nobody deserves to be born, no beast, animal, person deserves to be born only to meet a violent demise. We all know that. We all know that. Even though we can be hard and go ha 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 ha, or even making somebody feel shabby, ha ha ha. I mean, on a lighter note, what's the purpose of it? Tell me, what's the purpose of acting like a total moron? What's the purpose? You get that 2-second high. It sounds. You said. I mean, I guess in a way you'd say it almost like drug addicts. A heavy duty drug addict. You got to stick that like mental syringe in everybody, and like take out their good parts, and give them some shit or something. I don't know. Get the analogy without me going into specifics, because this is like we're looking for like how to be happy. Peace. We got that. Peace. 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 And stomp the real estate. I gotta be rich. I gotta own, all these properties. I gotta have my tenants bowing down to me. I have to have my tenants. I am the Lord, the land of the Lord. Landlord. I am the owner I am the bank, the banker. I am the employer, and these the employees. Give it up, give it up, give it up. We're in a collective of survival, right? A collective of survival. Till one day something in the sky, we've all seen the movies, comes and said, I smell food, meaning us. I smell different type of food. Wow. They may look at us like we were like a barnyard of chickens. There's some red chickens, some white chickens, some black chickens, some brown chickens, fat chickens, skinny chickens. And they go, old chickens, young chickens. And they go, yum, yum. Who knows? Who knows? And until that, sci-fi horror ever happened, which it could happen, it could. But even if it does happen, we're still going to continue to love and think about what makes us happy. And when we think about making us happy, if we were in a cannibal situation, in a situation that we were the food, we'd find ways to get, to like deal with it, deal with our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? So in the same way, in the same light, once you get your fill, you have enough positivity in you, you can use your brains in a constructive manner without constantly being drained. And that's what we have to work against 2025, is not to be drained. not to be hollowed out, not to be some kind of thing that's going to be scared, thing that's going to be mean, callous, stupid. And one way we can do that, I guess, is to cut down on certain forms of what you do with your time. In other words, sitting in front of a television, is that a good idea? Is that a good idea? I mean, you can look at TV programming and say, I could take this, I could take that, I could take this, I could take that. But don't you think that maybe you might be carrying it, television watching, to an extreme? Maybe you should get out there and do something else with your time. Okay, it's late, it's spooky, you live in a creepy place. Well, that's true. You know, that happens. That's you can be afraid of like bears outside, bears and coyotes. You can be afraid of your neighbors being outside. That's true. It's true. You can be afraid of you can be afraid of the bad weather. So how do you get out and how do you exercise your time? Well, you could number one go to bed early. You could do that. And that would take some orientation to do that. But you still have to go outside or this and that. Well, you'd find some way. Maybe you could get make things, Go down to the get some material and crochet something. You don't have to. You can crochet. You can make something out of cloth. You can make something, and then you can gift it to someone. You can make a rug for somebody. You can make. How do you make a rug? You take all your old clothes and cut them up, and make a rug. Give it to somebody. Here's a rug for your kitchen. Here's a rug for your front door. Whatever. You can do something with your time than just sitting there and passively being injected with some other opinion or thing that maybe you do not really need to have. It's possible. It's possible. Of course, if you just want to chill out and veg, I understand. Everybody understands that. But I'm just saying for 2025, we have to be more active. And we have to be aware that who is a friend and who isn't a friend. Now, if you would like to have a reading about who is your friend and who isn't your friend, and what is a friendly situation and what isn't, some of us get stuck in these like situations. And some of us are around people that you can just look at them and they think, oh, she wants me or he wants me. All these type of things. And like the whole thing is, wait a minute. I was just saying hello. I was just being normal. So that's another thing. And then when you listen to like on the radio, for instance, you can keep the radio on. Sometimes the radio serves as an alarm system. It does. I mean, at least somebody knows somebody else is home, right? Or around. So those are all the things that the radio could say, well, could put your mind in a different place. The radio could be advertising smoking pot. Oh, we got some good cannabis. And then they say, blah, 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 blah. We got some, they mention, like, I got some black stuff, some red stuff, some green stuff. And you're going, uh-huh. And then they say, now this could be addictive. Make sure you're 21 years or 18 years older. I mean, okay. So I'm feeling good. Let's see, we're feeling good. And I would want to have some cannabis to, like, feel better. Okay. Or somebody's asking you, I don't know if they still do liquor commercials. Maybe they still do. Maybe they don't. Maybe they got rid of that. I don't know. But it's the same thing as somebody saying, here is a case of booze. Cheer. I mean, it's like if you think about it. Now, it's all too easy to take a quick remedy instead of really doing the right way to happiness and the right way to love. And I don't mean being straight. straight, lace and prim and proper, that type of thing. It's not even that. It's not even on that level. It's a level of we're joining the cosmos in 2025. The cosmos. And how do we want to present ourselves? Now, let's just say, if an alien came down in my backyard, what would I do? Like I was thinking of that yesterday. If like, let's say some being, some intelligence revealed itself to me today, and I could see that they had like a projection of a humanoid appearance, but for some reason I was able to see beneath that humanoid appearance something that looked quite monstrous. How would I feel? How would I feel? Would I be terrified? And then, or would I be like sympathetic? I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, of course, if the thing was trying to eat, not the thing. I mean, the intelligence the being was trying to eat me, that's a different situation. But if it wasn't trying to eat me, how would you handle it? I mean, some people would just go bang, 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 shoot you first. But wait a minute, this can say like these these entities, these beings from other planets are trying to communicate with us. I firmly believe that. They've been communicating with us from different ages, which is why they have like certain societies. They have a knowledge of the stars. We have the pyramids in every single continent, almost in every single country. All over the world, we have pyramids, and they happen to hook up to certain longitudes and latitudes, spatial locations, Ceres, etc. Different star groups. So obviously, and we also know that there is a communication between species. We know that. We know that. But we seem to want to and even too, you take like every single country has space programs, right? And if you think about it now logically, think logically for a moment, okay? You think like SpaceX, all that dough, money, cash, moolah that's gone into SpaceX so far. Now, do you really, 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 in your guts, think that money is just going into books, vacations, um, theory? No, silly buns. It's going into practical applications. It's SpaceX Force. I mean, they got the logo. Like whenever you're doing a business, I mean, first you got the idea of the business, then you start trying it out. You get a few, whatever you're doing, you start into it. After you reach a certain level, you start looking for like a nice logo to go, proud of all your work that you're going to put yourself under. And that SpaceX logo has been around for like a while. Obviously, we have a space program that they don't want you to talk about, which means they've been in space. Even like, what was the last time they said you went to the moon? 60 years ago? 1960? 1950? I don't know. A while ago. A time, let me see. But at least 60 years ago, we went to the moon. 57 years ago, something like that. And, and I'm saying, they just haven't spoken about it. Of course, they're all over the place. All over the place. And if you think that SpaceX, the space program, does not exist in actuality, well, there's a couple of bridges in a few cities that you can buy. It's called Lotto. Well, I'm just saying we have to cut through. We should cut through the talk and use our absolute minds. See, if we love ourselves, which we do, we love ourselves, then you should love yourself enough to look beyond the bullshit or the No nonsense, the nonsense that we are being filled with every day. So instead of, realizing there's a space program going on, even the fact that these drones have been around. They probably even have drones. These drones are nothing new. Obviously. It's just this whole thing is trying to make you scared. Now, what's there to be scared of? So the thing goes really fast. So we have, some more beings from other places. As I said, if they wanted to disintegrate us, they could do it in a presto. A presto. It could already have happened already. And maybe they might disintegrate. I'm sure we have, let me say this. In the Natural History Museum, ages ago, decades ago, they had a super hi-fi. They probably still have it in the planetarium. A laser gun, what we call it, a huge laser, huge. It's at least it was at least last time I saw it was a while ago. It was maybe like I don't know 20, 15 feet in length, and I guess a circumference of about at least a meter. It was big. And of course, it was motorized because nobody was manually going to move that thing. And they used it to show, they used it as a reflector, they used it as a projector to show the galaxies, the universe. All right. Now, you had to be special. You had to be mindless to think that laser was put in there just to give a light show. That was a part of the national defense of the East Coast. Those lasers are they're just like keeping them like greased up by giving them shows and showing people. But you can see that weapon. It was a weapon. It was a weapon being used as a cutesy thing. Cutesy. So if you look at the subtle ways that things are being interpreted going around you, then you'll be able to understand where we're at. And breathe easy. Breathe easy. As long as you don't keep on thinking you live like in some kind of archaic times, of which, you are the one and only. No, we're not the one and the only. Okay? We're not. We're not the one. But our duty, our power is in love and happiness. Positive thinking, free from fear, and thinking about love. How do I get to be in a situation that I love? We have to manifest. That's why you have so much television is not good for you. Too much video. Too much like, I'm going to listen to like this director's stuff. I'm going to watch this actress stuff. Is that going to make you manifest positivity? Probably not. Probably not. It probably the most it could do would make you manifest negativity. If you manifest anything at all. Sometimes the human brain, it goes to certain places. And it gets a little bit, it's like going to an ice cream store. I have a little vanilla, I have a little chocolate, put some cherries on top, like making a sundae out of your brain. And you eat it up. And then you're sated. That's what videos are like. It's like that's going to an ice cream store. And then you don't have to work towards anything because you already had it. But in actuality, it's imaginary ice cream store. And that doesn't really help your growth. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, visitors. Happy 2025. What do you want for 2025? Spookadoo. Are you actual people or are you spooks? This is not Halloween. It's New Year's. It's New Year's. Happy New Year's. Hey. Hi, Robin. How are you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. How are you? How are you doing? How are your spirits? Oh, that's nice. Good, 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 good. I know this is going to be an interesting 2025. And we're going to rock and roll, right? We're going to rock and roll. Cut through this crap. Cut through this, be scared. I'm not going to be scared. You can be scared for me and shut up and go over there. Get. Oh, there's so many lemons out there. Well, send me some oranges, some sweet oranges. Good. That's right. Gratitude. My spirits. I really want to try and like manifest. I mean, we're not like saying we're not aware of what's going down on like a propaganda level. No, we're not. We're not unaware. But we, as long as we know, yes, we're not the center of the universe. We're just one of the many planets. Yes, there's been people and creatures and beings here before. Yes. Be afraid of what? Of what? Something that looks different from me? Like I don't look like my cat. I'm not afraid of cats. Right. Exactly. And I'm happy to have, creatures that look different from me. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Gratitude, gratitude. It gives you a sense of like, even when you feel gratitude, your cells grow better. You get healthier looking. You look better. You look better. Even though people that you take like some humans have done you wrong. Well, at least you found out how they did you wrong, and then you just go, okay, that's that person's trip. I'm not following it, right, Robin? It's like, hey, I got my own trip, and that's that. That's that gratitude. So the first thing we got to do is get a peace movement going on here, right? Right, peace, peace, peace. Enough with this real estate bullshit. Enough, 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 enough. Ah, it seems like real estate is like so much. This is how I define myself, right? Define yourself by being a happy person, right? Ta-da! Define yourself as being like, positive. Ta-da! And people think, oh, if I go and, smash a whole bunch of people's egos and bodies up, then I'll be positive. No, 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 no. That's not the way it goes. That's not the way it goes. Why don't you grow a tomato? Oh, that's positive, right? Why don't you do something positive? We should start a movement. Positive, positive. No matter what, we can see things, and then we can see things coming towards us, and then let's see, we see a whole horde of drones, and we can just think, well, at least shape yourself in the shape of flowers or something, Okay, great. I'm groovy. I'm glad you have that equipment. Groovy. But I mean, as I said, you think the Chinese, I mean, they gave dragons, they gave a good show. Have we had a good show here in the US? No. All we're having is be scared. Be very scared. Right. Exactly. Let's go. I mean, show me some beauty. I mean, it's like you take fire. Like we were saying, the earth, the humans were giving the gods fire, right? Now we use fire to cook our meals. We use fire to keep us warm. We use fire is beautiful. Of course, fire has a destructive side, but I mean, there's an all around 360-degree viewpoint of fire. We can have the same thing with everything, 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 right? Everything. And that's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes life beautiful. 360. And we've been having 180 or minus 90 too long. Who wants it? And we are tired of it. Gratitude, gratitude. And that's That's right. That's right. I mean, if we have too many people that are too antsy, too antsy. I mean, let's just go lighten up, lighten up. We're carrying too much on our emotional psyches. Sometimes you just gotta like, hey, this person's dragging me. This talk is dragging me. And yeah, as long as you're aware of it. First of all, we're always aware of what's going down. We're aware. And we're looking at the meaning of who's it benefiting, who's getting off on all this. And sometimes we go, hey, we're being used as lab rats. And if you take like let's just think of a lab for a moment. If we were rats in a lab, and of course they're going to put the food at the end of one of the exits, something like that, or put the food into the maze and watch us walk around until we. But if we were the little rats and we go, I'm just going to sit here right at the entrance. I don't care about that treat at the end. I don't care about it. You eat it. Of course, they probably would like, go through more trips. This little monkey isn't doing what we said to do. Because that's because we have to elevate ourselves, like you say, elevate ourselves to like, ah, ain't worth it. What do we gain out of going there? Nope, nothing. We lose sleep. We like, worry. I mean, please, please. And just like, we're performing, it almost becomes, we become like circus animals. Circus, we get our treat and we stand up and we do this and we do that until we exhaust ourselves. And that's creepy. That's creepy. That's not fun. Exactly, 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 exactly. I mean, it's too much going on, like too much, like I don't know, I don't know. At the same time, drumming a drum beat that's like really, really negative. It's this negative energy from 2024 is just too much, too much. And as we go into 2025, we can take the lessons that we've experienced in 2024 and in the past and go, hey, wait a minute. We've been on this roller coaster ride before and it's drag. And excuse me, but like, if you want to go on that roller coaster ride, go ahead. But don't give it to me. Don't give it to me. I'm not buying it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I want to learn how to do better things with my time. As I said, I'd rather like give me some seeds and tomato seeds and some organic dirt, filtered water, and like I'll grow tomatoes under those conditions, of course. Right? 100%. I mean, because now I expect my water to be tainted with PSAS, forever chemicals. I expect that. I wouldn't think the water would be any other way. Of course, I'm going to use a filter, and I'm going to get that crap out of my particular things. And I expect the air to be this, and that, and I'll have to like, well, I'm not going to purify my air as best I can. At the same time, I'll take things like, I'll take whatever minerals and vitamins to clean out the impurities. I know that I have to do that because that's the age in which I am existing in. But I'm not going to there think about like this, like Chicken Little, the sky is falling. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way. Spring water, yet not in plastic bottles, plastic leeches. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, we have to make these modifications, these changes. And to fret and to go like there's no room for it. There's not even any even discussing it is ridiculous. Spending money to discuss it, yeah. It's like, and we know what's really needed. We need to tax the corporations that have profited from doing funky things to supporting filters, water filters, spring water, blah, 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 blah. This is the way it should go. Instead of thinking you eat too much or you're just going to eat like worms and stuff like that. That's crap. That's crap. That's crap. That's crap. That's crap. Definite crap. It's definitely crap. No. And the alarmist. something that's been around for 5 billion years, like our planet Earth, has gone through shedding, rebirth, and shedding and rebirth and shedding and rebirth. And too, I was thinking just now, all those underwater oceans they have. This underwater oceans, which are pure. Yeah, meow. He says, "Talk to me, mommy. Talk to me." Quiet. He is such a me. Well, that's my Siamese. He's the top cat. He's the top male cat. And so he says, "Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me." Yes. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. And I go, yeah. I call him Scratchy Voice. He's got such a scratchy, and he's just grumbling. Because I'm sitting here talking to myself, and he says, "Mommy, I'm over here." I go, he's a handful. He's a handful. Exactly, 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 exactly. And he's just very territorial too. But all your attention, everything. Do you have any pets? Do you have any pets, Robin? Do you have a dog? Did you ever have a hamster or a mouse for a pet too? I've had both. Not currently. I had a little hamster too. I had a mouse. I had two. I had two pet mice. Two pet mice. One I gave to my cat as and they became buddies. And that cat never, 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 never always had a thing for mice. So I said, I'm not going to do that again, because But if they were like, you can make yourself feel attachment. I think even to bugs, the bugs. If you take care of something, maybe it's our humanity. Hamster. Oh, that's cute. You have a hamster? I used to call my hamster Hamlet, Hamlet, Hamlet the hamster. I had him for like I think 2 years. He was sweet. He was very sweet and clean. Nah, I know. I used to love to it's a play area. This is your house. It had this poopy area. It's food area. It was so cute, so cute. Hammy, Hamlet, and then Miss Fuzzy Butt. That's cute. That's really cute. That's really cute. And when Hamlet would know when someone was coming back in the household was coming back, but it would just know, and it would stand up on his little legs and go up and down, do the little spring up and down thing. It was cute. It was cute. It was very cute. It was very cute. It was very sad when it was time to go to the spirit world. Go to the spirit world. Mr. Fuzzy Butts. That's cute. That's very cute. The first mouse I had was called, the cat was called Goku, after Dragon Ball Z. And then the mouse was called Dragon Ball. And the first time that they introduced the cat Goku was tiny, a couple weeks old. And so I gave him this little mouse. And it was like, first it went through all its instincts. And then they became like such close friends. It was cute to see. It was cute to see. And then of course, when Dragon Ball passed, Goku thought that I had something to do with it. And he became, and Goku became quite different when he didn't have his mouse anymore. He didn't understand Dragon Ball didn't have as long life as he did. But he did think that I snuffed him out or something because they had a special, besties. Nothing could get in between those two. Yeah. And I don't think, and Dragon Ball was always, I mean, not Dragon Ball. Goku the cat was always, he didn't trust me after that. What did you do to my Dragon Ball, my mouse? My mouse. And how do you make a little pussycat realize that, like, sorry, but you have a longer life than your friends? Well, it didn't work, but anyway. But I'll never give another cat. I never gave another pet cat a mouse as a pet because that sort of defeats. Not that of course, I don't have cats that eat mice. They don't eat mice, but they've got to make sure that they keep the mice away. They keep them away because. So I don't have any more pet mice. I was thinking of getting, a little lizard or salamander or something. Something. Maybe even, I had some crickets as pets too. Hmm? Oh, I'm going to get a dragon. I'm going to get a bearded dragon. I'm going to get a bearded dragon. Those are really nice. Have you seen a bearded dragon? They don't eat all the time. They don't poop all the time. They don't need water all the time. And they just kind of like just stay on you. They're kind of cute. A bearded dragons are real cute. And also, too, a lot of people like get rid of their bearded dragons, so you can always get one. Not a baby, but they don't get that big either. Not that big. Maybe 12 inches, something like that. Well, they could get to be, longer, bigger. A couple of, maybe like 20 inches or so. Their tail is long. Their tail is long. Yeah, bearded dragons are great. They're great. I mean, I just think that it's so interesting to have species, different species, different species, which of course I think are on different planets. You have like, different planets of different type of creatures. Of course, a lot of people think that too, so that's not uncommon. Why not? Why not? The whole thing is we can, as humans, get used to other planetary beings not being humanoid. Not every being is humanoid, just like here. That takes some education, though, I suppose. Of course, it would take some education. I mean, you have societies, I guess humans, that like to shoot first and ask questions later. Right, right, right. Are you going to do anything special for New Year's? Have a seance, spell session, count down to like 2025, symbolically clamp all those 2024 things. Hmm. Ooh, that's nice. That sounds nice. I would love to have a bonfire. I think that sounds great. It's going to be no. It doesn't matter if it's cold outside. If you're going to have a bonfire, that's good. That's good. I'm up in the mountains, so it's already cold. Even though today wasn't cold. Hmm. I myself are gonna. I think what am I gonna do for like? I think I might. Hmm. I think I might do some spell work for myself, or just push some spirits over here. realign my spiritual contacts, my spirit world, something like that. Or I will do some painting, one or the other, or do them both. Oh, nice, 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 nice. I just came up with this. I'm going to make some for Christmas next week. I'm going to. I want to have make some nut balls. Here's the recipe with some maple syrup, some almond paste, almond butter, coconut, and some almond flour. And then mix it together, put it in the fridge, and there's almond balls. There's like nut balls. And you know, that's one thing I'm gonna make. I pretty much eat the same thing all the time. Yeah, that is yummy. Yeah, it is. It is. I'm just realizing, when you use like, like almond flour or cashew flour, it's different. You can just you don't have to cook it. It's already processed, right? I mean, it's not like eating like wheat. It's different. So you don't have to really cook it. It's not necessary. I mean, you know what I mean. Put it in the oven. You can, but you don't have to. Of course, the only reason you put it in the oven if you put some what's it called, baking soda or baking powder in it. But of course, you're not putting any baking powder in it. You're just like making yummy candies, yummy confectionaries, whatever you call it, whatever the word is. Me too, me too, me too. I gave up when I cook, I don't measure. Like I don't like using measure. I mean, I have, measuring cups and stuff like that, measuring spoons, but I don't measure. I just throw it in there and look at the consistency. I mean, of course, I pretty much know if I was to bake something in an oven, um if I was to use 2 cups of flour or 3 cups of flour, I know what it looks like. I mean, I go by sight. And then I would just like throw some baking powder into it. And I also know what that looks like. And then I think about, since I use like almond flour for everything. I don't use wheat flours. And I don't use corn flours either. So I mean, I know what the consistency. Then if I use some water, or I take some, let's say, cashews in water and put it in a blender. And if I put that into it, and in other words, I'm saying I know the consistency that it should be for whatever. And that if I heat it up, what will happen to it? Like that. Right, exactly. That's fun. That's fun. I mean, there's only so many ways it could go. So many ways. The same thing when I cook too. You know what I use? I use olive oil, organic olive oil, when I make something, and it doesn't have like any type of olive oil taste to it either. I'm consistent whether I'm making a sweet thing or a savory thing. I just use olive oil, organic, in a glass jar, of course. But I find that that's you know, it's very versatile, very versatile, very versatile. Yeah, it's very, very versatile. So, and then when I use I mean, food alchemist is a good way of putting it. I like that. It's a nice name for like a cookbook. And then I mean, it's like people should just like just throw things together like that and just see how it goes. Right, organic olive oil, and you also use it for your face, your hair, your body. Especially in the harsh winter. And it's good for massage too. It's good for massage. It's good for massage. I hope the world is like, I hope more peace comes into the world because there's so many better things to be doing. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Cool. I didn't know you can brush your teeth with it. Hmm. You mean it's kind of like pulling, like when yeah. I guess it does take out the stuff between your teeth, the plaque. It would. Hmm. No, olive oil is fabulous. It's fabulous. Can you imagine how many, if we were to push olive oil, how many businesses would lose money? Lose money. Oh, they probably hoard it too. Olive oil is going up in price. Yeah, it is amazing. Makes you really think about like business, where business is going. I guess when you have like businesses brought on like so many unnecessary things, that's to be expected though. Really, so many things that see. Then you get the whole watching TV. You see these ads, even when on YouTube they have these ads, and it's just so many unnecessary things. Unnecessary. Yes, we do. We do. We align. I mean, it's just that everything is like you can't make a big deal out of anything. Anything you do, anything really, it's just like you enjoy it, and you ask others, do you enjoy that? That's fun too. That's fun. I mean, I think that in USA, so much things are like honor me, worship me for what I do. It's like I am instead of like we do. This is fun. Try it. That type of thing. You know. Seems to be a blockage that I think maybe it comes from people who watch too much TV, too much experts. Expert. I mean, that word is overused, and overvalued. I mean, in terms of just like, oh, please get over it. Get over it. Get over it. Right? And that's the whole thing as in a society that they try to imprison you every time you're feeling free. And then they have you check a little box, check a little box, and I think all these little boxes: female, age, weight, etc., 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 etc. All these little boxes, and then by the time you check off all these little boxes, you're every little box. It's like you become more and more like an ice cube until you just become like a dozen eggs, and that's how societies are like filing you away. And then when you stay away from bureaucracy, it's like, or away from TV, which shows you why you should be sad, why you should be angry, why you should be this way and that way. They tell you how to act, right? And the more you stay away from that crap, the better you feel. And the whole thing you got to realize is society, the way today anyway, let's say 2024, the way it's run, that needs to be changed. And of course, it only has basis if the people can get you in that little box to feel. I mean, both of us are savvy enough to go like, we know that like people use the, all types of things, all types of things as an excuse or just you should. And as soon as I guess you even hear the word you should already be like, prickles on the back of your neck, right? Prickles. Somebody's telling me I should. Why are they telling me I should? to make themselves feel in command, right? To make themselves feel in command. It's kind of like that. I mean, you even take our politicians, like any country's politicians. I mean, I understand that you can't have, like, let's say a country has, 100 million people. You can't have 100 million people speaking at once. So you elect a representative. However, that is like debatable. Debatable when they get like the God. They feel, I'm the God. I'm the God-like being. I can talk. Hey, most of us can talk. And the ones that can't talk is because they've been told to shut up too many times. That's kind of it, right? That's kind of it. You know what I was thinking too? They always say, like, oh, I know. Part of 2025, I want to, develop more on extrasensory abilities. Extrasensory abilities. And, tell somebody, well, I want to become more clairvoyant. I want to become telepathic. I want to, blah, blah, blah. And then they look at you like, you're a screwball. But again, if you think about every country has divisions of that telepathic elements, the psychokinesis elements. I mean, they have training for those particular things in their armed forces. Remote viewing. They have. I mean, every country has a remote viewing squad of people. But yet, for you to do it like like outside of a military aspect, they go, "Ooh, you're crazy. You're nuts," or "That's kind of weird. You're a weirdo." But they all take it seriously. That's the kind of key stuff. That's what's we have to get rid of, that kind of like nowhere thinking, and develop ourselves. Like, even when you take like Musk. Oh, I know. I had to get rid of my husband because he's always was calling me crazy too. I couldn't stand it. It's like every time, like, not everybody is prepared to deal with the human development. But if you go ahead and you spend $4,000 or $5,000 and you put a laptop in front of your face, and that laptop is doing gazing, gazing, gazing with your hands, of course, then it's like it's okay. But if you say, I don't need to have that, I'm already there, then they look at you like you're a screwball if you don't need machines. Right. I couldn't stand my husband calling me crazy after a while. Is he crazy? Isn't she crazy? Isn't she crazy? It's like, oh God, does he know any other English word? He wasn't even English was not his first language too, which was even like more. I heard that phrase so much times I couldn't even take the time to learn his language, because I thought that was like, at least let me have his space. At least let me have this space that I didn't have to listen to him in his language. I mean, I knew how to do business, get around town and get around the city and stuff like that in different languages. But for like, esoteric for esoteric conversation, drew a blank. I said, I do not. Oh, eventually, yeah, I had to get rid of it. It was just not doing my ego any good. It was not doing my ego good. It was tiresome. And then, of course, had my own set of friends that didn't call me crazy. But that's what happens. I mean, it's so important to like be with someone, and I mean, even though, let's say you're different people. Of course, you're strangers, and then you get to know each other, and you fall in love, and blah blah blah. But you have to keep each other interested and respect, and try and a bridge. You don't call each other names like, "Oh, you're crazy," "You're foo foo," "You're cuckoo." I mean, some people just have more confidence in being mind controlled. Told what to feel and what to do. And they also get a hoot out of thinking about what happened 2,000 years ago. 2,000 years ago was 2,000 years ago. Now, I personally would give a hoot about what happened a million years ago, 2 million years ago, 50 million years ago. Uh-oh. You would at 14. I see. That's difficult. That's difficult. That's difficult. Yeah, it's almost like you gotta like grin and bear it for now. Yeah, it's like 14 years old is what? That's like the ninth grade, ninth, 10th grade, ninth grade. Yeah. And I understand the need for structure. I understand the need for lots of, let's call them rulers, measurements. I understand that. However, at the same time, most of this is bullshit. And you can't use that word with a 14-year-old yet either. You can't do it. But I mean, I think you should have a basis to come from, but you have to show that humans get swayed by real estate, by desires, by ego, superego, by like divisions in their own makeup, mental makeup. Oh, gave birth to your hubby. Mm, yeah, I understand. I understand. Well, for one thing, glad it was just one. My my ex husband wanted to have 6 children. 6. I had to run from that. I had to run away. I thought like I would surely be outnumbered. No, no, no. 6 kids. I could still run around with one. I just had one. But I had to, I couldn't have like 6 kids. Not with that man. No, I didn't want 6 kids. No. Yeah. It's difficult. It's being an empath too. It's like, well, I mean, I think that we are in a new spiritual age right now because I mean, people are all sick of hearing fear. Well, she's trying to justify her her reality. She's trying to justify what she's going to do. I mean, I think it's very, very hard, especially coming from lockdown, people putting masks on their face, people doing all this outrageous behavior, people thinking humans are dirty germ bags. And I mean, there's lots of like negativity has been going around for like a while. And that's most of her formative years so far. Probably since she was 9 years old, she's been hearing negative, 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 negative about human beings. So naturally, she's uptight. She's uptight. I'm not like the rest of them. I'm different. Okay, you're different. Okay, aha. But the point of the matter is, it's like this. It's like when you have too much salt, you're making something, right? And there's a certain, like if you use Himalayan salt, I do pink Himalayan salt, and with pink Himalayan salt that you put some into it, and you have to be careful because you can very easily become like too much salt. And the more you cook the food after you put the salt in, the more the flavor becomes saltier, right? Right. You don't understand Himalaya. Okay. So it's the same thing that with like what's going down with like this fear and contamination issues. It's overused. Overused right now. I mean, it's just like right now. You can sit in front of a bonfire, right? Now, if the wind is coming towards you, you're going to move a little further away from that bonfire. But however, if the wind is going in the opposite direction, you can sit closer to the bonfire and you can watch it and enjoy it. Now, it's the same thing with like the fear and the negativity. Be afraid, be afraid. It's overused and it's too much. It's just, that's why you can tell you have some old, crusty people running the show. And even if they're young in body, they still have crusty minds. They have old, crusty minds. They have old, crusty minds. So I mean, but one thing about I think that, I think 12 families are running the show. 12 wealthy, more than wealthy quadrillionaires are running the show. I mean, I can't even think of how much dough they have, how much cash and real estate and blah, blah, blah. But their whole idea, they're so effing bored that they have to do things. And they, of course, they're following the program, they're following the prophecies, they're following any type of like ancient book, ancient text that they can to give them like direction because they've long since lost the directions, their sense of direction. They're not empaths. They're just like, how do I fill my boring effing days? How do I? Anybody too? You see anybody who starts accumulating real estate, right? Right. Exactly. Exactly. Anybody that gets them some kind of real estate, they look at people as toys, as diversions. Even you take, what do you call those things? There's you blow at it and it goes pinwheels. They think of people as pinwheels. Like you blow at it, you want it to go that direction. You blow another direction, you want them to move this direction. I mean, you get like to be. You think people are. You're a caterer. I mean, you're thinking of people. Give me this. Give me that. Give me this. Give me that. According to your little immature wants and needs, and that's where things get like messed up. That's where things get messed up. That's where things. Recently met some people with some dough, assets. Yes, you can make my life better, but but I'm not going to jump to you. I'm not going to be the hamster in your wheel. That is so boring to be the hamster in your wheel. And I think that every one of these, politicians, they have the same goal, is to become, get the people to jump in their hamster wheel, move them along to like more and more real estate, more and more financial gains. And they become less and less and less and less and less and less and less. They become more narrow minded. So, I mean, when they reach the stage of the controllers, right, they're effing boring. They're boring. They're so stale that even if they were all piece of bread, they wouldn't even float. And you threw them in a pond, they wouldn't even float for a nanosecond, and no fish would gobble them up because they're just so they're cardboard, they're styrofoam. They got styrofoam minds, styrofoam hearts. They're probably and they're thinking of. I mean, it's just not healthy. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. However, that's their problem. I mean, and of course, why don't you? And then they just expect too much. But they don't expect you to be happy. They don't expect you to be wanting to be, loving. They said you should be cowering in fear. You should be angry. You should I'm pulling your strings. I'm stepping on your toes. I'm like, hey, act out so I can be amused. Worship me. Oh, worship me. Even parents, they treat their children like that too. A lot of children are raised in these like strict, non emotional households, that they leave all the growth of the child or the children to effed up teachers. They just said they belong to an organization. I mean, without thinking that human nature is human nature, and they think, oh, it's all the child's fault. It's not the child's fault. Yes, stinking thing. It's all the child's fault. Whereas it isn't these incomplete humans that like are like sorry excuses for humanity. And you have to really, I think in 2025 we have to say that person's a sorry disappointing piece of humanity. And that's one thing you got to tell your daughter, that people expect certain things, And when it doesn't go their way, instead of trying a new course, they act out on other people. Like a lot of teachers do that. I mean, I'm really surprised, like once I grew up as an adult, to see how messed up a lot of teachers are. They're very messed up, very messed up. And in fact, and of course, I can see now that they're just human beings, flawed human beings. That like, you know, just human beings, and their opinions or their things is just you have to go through self analysis of yourself, right? Just like you can be very rich and have assets, but at least give yourself analysis. Is this where I want to go? Is this am I being the best? Am I being helpful? Am I advancing humanity? What am I doing for humanity? And am I doing it nicely or am I doing it unnicely? Questions like that. Questions like that. Yes, yes, that's a good goal. My goal too. Thank you, Robin. Me too. I'm going to take a break. Nice hanging out with you. Speak to you again. Okay? Thank you very much. Well, now, let's see. Pussycat. Pussycats. Pussycats have so much to say. Completos. Maybe thirsty. What do you want, Pussycat? Wait till she finishes water. Hierarchy here. Welcome to the House of Pussycats. The readers with mousses of gatos. Felines. Okay, cool. Chichibus. They think it's mealtime again. They already ate. But they all didn't have water in the last hour. What is for 2025? Does this card say anything? Oh, this one does. What's this say? Ooh. Get rid of the 2024 crap. Get rid of that one. Let's see the next card. Let's shuffle this. You wanted to have some water? Well, happy 2025. Wishes for all. Good wishes for all. Good wishes for 2025. Does anybody have any wishes, intentions for 2025? What is this called? These are all battles. Battles to keep the 2024 stuff in the 2024, not into the 2025. Keep it, keep it, keep it. That's what I said. Let's make a point of keeping stuff in the past. In the past. So 2 more weeks of this year and it will be over. $2025. Let's have a general reading about what is 2025 be like. Shuffle up. Shuffle up. 2025. What can the collective human race, well, collective, what can we, just say we, 2025. Let's take, what will 2025 be looking like for United States, for instance? United States, USA. USA, what shall we be on the lookout, or give us some hint? Okay, here's a few cards. United States, what can we see? Again, the Knight of Wands. It's going to be a big, strong message. 2025. What is it? And a little message. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. That means that, could be that we have a lot of fire and bark. We have a lot more fire and bark than we have of resources, of actual being there. So that means there's going to be a lot of propaganda in the works, right? A lot of talk. A lot of talk. A lot of talk. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Next thing we have is we have a lot of ideas. Ace of Pentacles. A lot of ways to make things improve. A lot of ideas are going to be on the table in the boardroom. And people will be very receptive to change. We have here the King of Swords. Well, then it's going to be directed, not receptive. This is the King of Swords. This is different. A lot of ideas are going to be pushed out. And I would say the actual practicality, money making, is debatable. It's debatable. But everything starts small. First, you got to put the idea out there. Pay attention, pay attention. Well, I'm going to say it's going to be very innovative, of course. After all the silence of this mysteries, the mysteries. Just how good are the mysteries? So this is what we can expect for 2025. 2025. Just what could this Ace of Pentacles be? Well, we already heard it. We don't want to hear the same things we heard in 2024, do we? I don't. I don't. I want to hear something different. I want something different. But will I get something different? That's a question. Will I get something different? Will I get something different? Will I get something different? Maybe I should lend myself over to thinking what could be different for 20. What can be different? What am I going to, what would I want? The lines. I almost would want a unicorn, but not really. I was just thinking, what if horses? Something like a horse. Okay, here's a pastoral scene, and here's a horse. And a horse. Because I haven't looked at a horse lately, obviously. This looks more like something. What if a horse was animated? That still doesn't look like a horse. What if a horse walked like a human? Possible, possible, possible. Do I want talking horses? Not really. This looks like a dog. I see dog legs. Oh, it doesn't look like anything. Oh, first one was better. First little horse. Oh, tail. Just when you have those kind of back sides, you need to have a tail coming out of it. But if someone was half horse and half a being was half horse with human feet, it'd be interesting. Put some pants on. Oh, something. Maybe it's a party horse. Who's called a pussycat? Oh, it's that pussycat. Another pussycat says, let me out. I want to run, hop. every country has its glory days behind it. They have to have a few things to make them relevant, right? Yeah, he poor, you know. Did you have your tea done? What? I was just thinking for 2025, we have to think what makes each country great. What would make the United States great? Because let's say clean slate, and there's just too much baggage to go on as before. I mean, will we be known for poetry? Will we be known for theater? Nah, nah. I mean, can some kind of cultural thing really make the United States still relevant? That's the question. That's the question. And I wonder what that could that be. I mean, it used to be now. What does the French have? French have a history of good wine, good liquor, wines. Let's say French wine. Their food, the French food, if you like that kind of stuff. I mean, and of course the Japanese have their food and sake. Yes, but what else do they have? Oh, anime pulled their movie industry and entertainment. Their entertainment pulled them through. Godzilla pulled them through when they were crushed. They came up with Godzilla, and Godzilla was the epitome of fighting against nuclear energy, nuclear weapons. That's true. Hey, how you doing? Prairie winded warlords. Hi. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. Happy 2025. So, how are you going to explore 2025? I was just thinking, okay, let's just see. There's too much. I mean, 2025 is a big change for the USA, I think. We're never going to be war. Never. In fact, that's probably what the problem of 2024 was, that we were just not accepting that, right? Don't you think? That we were just not accepting that. And the new idea for 2025 is think of that the things that we can be great. Hold on a minute. I got tea boiling. You see, because I mean, here we can have like a. Uh-huh. Let's see. Oh, happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday tomorrow. That's good. That's good. I was just thinking that okay, so the United States can't ever be what it was. We all know that. And I guess Joe Biden was like kind of the epitome of like the Titanic. And we're not gonna like bounce up. We're not gonna bounce up. So how could we like pad the walls like a padded cell? I mean, like the Japanese after the war, the Second World War, they had Godzilla, and then they had anime, video games. I mean, in the United States, there's Disney, there's Netflix. I mean, they're not weighted. They're not going to change overnight in the United States. Not. They're not way to something totally different unless it's presented in a really interesting manner that takes a lot of chutzpah, a lot of style, and has to capture the imagination of a lot of people. And you know what? That probably, I mean, right now, the best thing they say about, like, I mean, is like, they talk about machines, you're going to merge with machines and all that stuff, but that's just so boring. That's just like, that doesn't sound like good stuff. It doesn't sound like good stuff. It's not fun. I mean, it's not fun. It's not fun. I mean, video games was fun. Anime was fun. Even the Koreans, I mean, they jumped on the bandwagon and they got their drama. They got their, Korean dramas used to be really great. They were fresh. They were nice. They were like worshiping, material goods. It was fun, and they made it kooky. But now that's kind of down. That they need something new. I mean, K-pop was good. K-pop was good, but now that's like it's marginalized. It's standard. And the United States has just got to think of something. Something. I mean, I know in certain countries, like certain Arab countries, they have like poetry is really great. Like poetry contest, like Yemen. I mean, their poetry is really exquisite. But the United States, USA is a noisy, noisy country. Noisy. People are like demonstrative. They like noise. But again, maybe they don't like noise anymore. Maybe something different. What do you think? What do you think is going to be the thing that will like catapult the USA to a new place? To a new place of like to make people like us, maybe. again. They used to really like United States decades ago, but we can get something. We can get affection again. We can get you know affection, affection, not just like disdain. What do you think? Do you think that we have? What do you think it could be? Can't be music. Music. I mean, uh, actually, all the things that I'm thinking of. Let's just say there's lots of chaos in 2025. We know that. But if we're not going to get into it, how can we, you know, trampoline this static? How can we reverse things around? I guess I'm saying, how can we get the peace going? Peace, peace, peace. Peace means quieter time, quieter, quiet stuff, right? Not loud, brassy stuff, which is like typical of, us in the past. But how can we go forward with something that's peaceful, tranquil? It's interesting, isn't it? Interesting thought. How we can just just go forward with love and happiness. Happiness. Happiness in what? The small things. Happiness in the abundance of small things. Besides, when I say small things, I don't mean tiny house, tiny living, tiny car. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I mean, like, if we studied, like, I mean, you've seen the slow movies with, squirrels feeding, birds eating. I mean, that stuff is really interesting. It's quiet, it's soothing. Maybe if we took like quiet stuff, quiet films, quiet things, quiet natural things, and we like blew them up. Or how about this one? This is what I know. I can see where it's going. I could see. I can see a thing. Now we have these, when you like Meta is always promoting these what do you call those things? You put headsets on. You put headsets on. You put headsets to virtual VR. Now everything is too much in the mind. Too much in the mind. Sitting like we could be sitting in a latrine with a headset on, and we think we're out in the ocean. Now we got to get some. We got to get beyond all this stuff like that. Everything in the mind. Let's we got to put our bodies into something. Our bodies and our mind. We can't go around with like, our brains always zapped. Zapped. We can't do that. That's too. That's cold. It's just cold. It's not warm. It's not cushy cushy, and it's also showing. It's also showing that we're like being controlled, which is typical of colonialism, typical of being told what to do. We can't have that. We can't have that's not it. I mean, you take like the stuff that Elon Musk is pushing, connect or like Kurzweil, connect to the cloud and have brain chips and whatnots. I mean, arf arf. That does not sound love and happiness. That doesn't sound great. I don't like the way it sounds. It sounds, a drag. It sounds drag. It sounds like I'm going to be like, Star Trek in one of the boards or something. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think the most important thing to do is to keep the humanity going because humans are fabulous. We are fabulous and capable. There's my cat in the background. We're capable of so much more. So much more. And I think one thing about in the West or like what they've been trying to do is to just keep you down. And that's what keep you in a little box, in a little cardboard box. And let's see how we can get out of that box. But first of all, embracing stuff, embracing our humanity, embracing, embracing, embracing. embracing things that make us warm and cozy. What did he eat?
Get sprayed in the face.
Uh, that's what we have to do is I have a few kitties, as you may have heard on some of my other tapes, or this one. And these cats are all characters, and they're all natural too. All natural. They do what they want to do. I mean, only thing I'm really serious about is my cat just did a backslide on her perch. My bookcases are perches. Not all of the shelves are perches, but they have sufficient territory. Plus, they have cubbies. Plus, they have boxes to go into. So you can see that they have spaces to go to. And they all act out like little clowns. But you know how it is. So we must embrace our humanity. We must make each other feel secure. How do we do that? Well, stop being so mean. Stop being so much like we have to stop a lot of things. It doesn't mean we have to clamp down and live like prisoners. No, 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 no. I think we just have to like understand human life and appreciate human life. And that's what we're going to do for 2025. Now, we do things that are totally, totally human. I don't brag that we have like robots to do this and to do that. That's like nothing. Because all those robots, they take a hell of a lot of electricity. And one thing people always tell you or don't tell you, two types of electricity. There's positive and there's negative electricity. And they don't exactly have the same effect, obviously. So embrace our humanity. What else should we pay attention? What's this one? And realize that toils are toils. It's a lot of hard work to make changes. It's a lot of hard work to make changes. It's easier to go with the flow and not to do anything and just go talk. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Talk, 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 talk. However, doing is different. Doing is different. Doing is different. Right? Doing is different. My sound is off. You got two messages coming. Two messages. Two messages. One is totally your type. Totally your type. And he's going to say the right things. And the other one, you're going to pretend you didn't hear it. Now, we have two proposals, and one is going to be. It's almost like left and not even left and right. One is like day and night. Forget about this. Forget about this guy. This guy can dream on. He's got can't even put two sticks together. But this one is definitely the King of Swords, and he is definitely interested in you. So we have to focus. Now you have to. I would suggest for you right now to manifest the lovers and a manly man who knows how to treat a woman. Not like someone who's there, thinking he's going to have a partner who's going to do all the work. Now, don't look at men, don't look at women as though she makes good money. She's going to make my food. She's going to clean the house. She's going to bear my children. She's going to she's going to be like the hired help. Don't look at a woman when you come with your message like the hired help. Treat her like, be a man. I got a place, I got a house, I can do this, I can do that, and together we could have fiesta, happiness. Remember, there's two ways you could go. Don't take the first one just because you may be desperate for company, because company can turn into the hired help in no time. Don't go with a man who's thinking that he's going to get this, this, and that. I mean, what does he have to offer? Or you're thinking about a woman who's going to be the same thing for men. You're looking at a woman, don't look at her as though she is going to take care of you like a mommy, because that's not happening. You're grown. You're grown, right? So, I mean, think of those things. That's for happiness, love and happiness. Okay, I've got this person intrigued. Now she wants me to draw a few cards to get a few more details on these two suitors. The poor one and the man who's looking for services, and the other one looking to provide those services. A provider and two types of men: the provider and who we can say the clinker, no, not the clinker, the clinger, the moocher. We're looking at two types of guys. One is a moocher, and the other one is a provider. Now, women out there, make sure that the man is a provider. Let's look at this. May be nice, but that smile will disappear if that man. You're gonna fight if you're with a moocher. You're gonna have lots of fights. It's gonna be a stormy relationship because you're going to expect that he should be a man, especially once he gets a woman. So we can say that the moocher is the seven of wands. That isn't groovy. All these the fire will go out in no time because there's nothing there. But it's too much work. It's too much work. And ladies, if you find yourself in a situation that you're with a moocher, run, 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 because you're just gonna have hassle after hassle Then you're gonna say, "What's for breakfast?" He'll say, "What's for breakfast?" And you're gonna say, "Well, there is no food here, so virtually, what would you like to eat?" And he said, "How come there's no food? Didn't you get your paid?" I said, and then you would say, um, "Yes, I got paid, but that went for the bills of like last 2 months ago." "Well, what have you done?" And the moocher says, "Don't look to me for the answers. You're more educated than me. You have better job skills." Or he's going to say, "Don't ask any questions." Pulling some phony stuff. A moocher is a moocher. Or, or you're going to smell, the person will stomp out of the kitchen and go to another room and you'll smell the whiff of marijuana. And you would have said, "Oh God, why did I ever? I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here." Now let's look at the provider. Let's look at a better scenario, a manly man. Now, this is one thing that a manly man won't or will not. Let's see, let's look at some cards. Let's draw some cards on the manly man. Manly, 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 manly man. Okay. Now I have this card. He's always full of ideas. He's always got something enterprising. Oh, he's full of he's full of energy. He's full of air. The air around him is even more exciting because he is exciting. A manly man. So, I don't think there's going to be any contest for you to see which one will be. I mean, really, the order we could just throw away. Just keep in mind, ladies. Just keep in mind, there's two types. Remember that, two types: the moocher and the provider. Two types. There's always two types. Two types. And men too. There's two types. There's the moocher. Of course, you want a woman to provide certain things, but you don't want her to be like, you still want to be. I mean, it's role play, role play, role play. But that's the reason they call it, no matter what the sex is, husband and wife. You got a wife or you got a husband. And you could be the same sex, but you still, one's a wife and one's a husband. Right? I mean, last time I looked, or had reference to one being one thing and one being the other thing. So that's what I see. And now this person is asking me the look. The look of, well, first of all, since these both men are coming, and you won't really know, well, I guess your nose could be like all keyed up. Because who would smell the best? Who would smell the best? It's kind of funny. I'm just laughing because we're just trying to take a serious subject and have not fun at your expense, but we're having to like tune into our senses, right? Now, when we now, of course, we're all trying to become telepathic, clairvoyant, psychometric. We're trying to psychokinesis. We're trying to remote viewing. So right now we're going to do a little remote viewing. We're going to see, but we're going to do a visual remote viewing on what these men will come into your life. This is just a quickie. Now, let's see. Let's see now which one, just by sight, before you start talking to them. And with a moocher guy, you don't even want to bother. But of course, now if you're using your nariz, your nose, of course, now let's keep in mind that let's keep in mind that now you haven't met any of these men yet. You haven't met any of these men yet. This is 2025, not 2024. And you've been, you haven't been living in a walnut shell or a clam shell. You've been out in the world. Now that there are types of different people. And you know too that if somebody has just spent a 7 hour, no, let's say a 3 hour trip and came back from the city, Chicago, New York, Miami, whatever, and has gone to where their base, which let's say is like a more pastoral, more remote, not urban, not urban. We're not dealing with urban situations per se, except to go in occasionally and make your moolah, your money, right? Your money, of which a lot of people work in the cities. A lot of people, and that won't change. However, this whole thing of Trump saying, I'll make the people go back in the office. Yeah, right. Right. Dream on. It costs money to go into the city on a daily basis. And where do you think that money comes from? Right? It's like coming out of your paycheck. And right now, to build up this economy, we need to have enthusiasm and we need to have a new way, a new way, a new age, a new age. Not one, we're not like cowering, behind closed doors. No, 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 no. We're not doing that. We're looking for a new way, a new way. So anyway, what we do know from like traveling that you spend the whole day, you leave early in the morning, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and you travel for a couple of hours and you walk around, you park your car or you get out the bus station, train station, whatever, airplane, space shuttle, whatever. You get to your office or you drop off whomever, your business appointments. You're running around. You're not necessarily taking a shower. So we know what that kind of knows. The nose knows that was a work day when you want to get back to your pastoral digs. Now, but we also know the slumber and the smell of someone who doesn't go through that. Different types of smell. So your nose knows. And so once you just sniffed out, because it's working. Your nose is working no matter what. Because your eyes, and you can look at the face, the skin, the whole thing, and go, okay, now we got that. We got two men coming at you. Now let's start. Okay, let's just take a sketch. Now, let's see. Now, here's a head. A head, a normal oval shaped head. A head is usually round, right? We can't make it square. We can make it square. Now, and we have an eyes, and we have a nose, and then we have a mouth. And what kind of hair should one of these guys? We see hair going this. I see a part going this way. Why do I see a part going that way? Okay, part. And then I see a part going that way. Okay. Now we need to fill out the head because we have a lot of brains. Either way, we're not having somebody stupid. We're just having different type of man. And then we have a masculine, not too much masculine. Okay, we want a chin. Okay, now, not necessarily we know that the person does not have to have a business suit. It doesn't necessarily have to wear. The clothes are optional. You know what I mean? Now, and what do we look like? Now, man, that's coming on. We got some sincerity. What kind of man? Okay, so here's a guy who's coming on. Let me see. A neck. Now, we know the ears usually line up with the nose and the eyebrows, right? We know that. Okay. Now, and like a lot of men, they have like wider spaced eyes than women. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see. One of the guys. Isn't it interesting the way that faces can change when you put things into them? Right? This person looks a little like, did that business meeting go well? Who is this person? Maybe this is the person, the moocher. This could be the moocher guy. It could be. Who knows? I don't know yet. We have to do both of them. Let's see now. Hmm. Uh, apple. It's a long neck. We're gonna have it more square, not so oval. Huh? Not so oval. Where is? Wait a second here. Oh. Now, let's see now. How can this person has, let's see, what kind of eyes? What kind of eyes? Studious eyes. Not stupid eyes. Studious eyes. Hmm. And we don't want a plastic surgery nose. No, we don't want that. We want a nose that's a nose. We don't want something that sticks up like a stop sign on the street. One of those like yellow cones you see when you're driving construction work. We don't want a nose like that, but like it's what I mean? No. It's a studious looking person, and he appreciates that. Looks a little sincere. Okay, let's just let's just see. Now, if we were to put a collar on this, let's just put a suit. Here's a tie. You don't have to have a tie, but let's just see in the lapel. Oh, lapel. Hmm. Well, what do you think? This person. Hmm. Looks like a hint of mischief. I definitely see the person with having this type of hairdo. One of them. This type of hairdo. Maybe there's a little wave to it. Little wave. Something like, neck is too skinny. Well, okay, so that could be one type. One type. One type of like lover that's coming towards you. Now, is this, the person that the moocher, or is this the one who's going? Let's see another type. Let me be really focused now. Let me just zoom out for a second. Let's take another one. And let's see now, who's that other person that's coming? Now, I'm going to go, and okay, here's the head. Here's the head. All right, here's the neck. First of all, start this way. It's always good to start with the neck and the head. All right, of course. Okay, now I detect a different hairstyle. This is a man now, but men do have like longer hair. Some of them do. Okay, and here's ears. And now, if a man has hair, then why do I have very straight hair? Just down to here. Down to here. All right, this is a man. Now, okay. Now, why is he? Okay. Even though his hairdo, because this person is different. Now, let's see now. Okay, so you have some eyes. Some eyes. And then again, now we have a nose down here, right? Nose down here, down the base. Nose. Nose. And then we have a little mustache. Look at this. This could be the dandy. I mean, not the dandy, like the dandy stores they have in New York State. No, this is another type of guy. This person is like, he's like manifesting. Now, what is the manifestation? Is it? This person. Now we're having the winter. In fact, we have somebody. We have more like a poet. A poet. A poet. It could be a lawyer who's a poet. Could this be, this type of guy? Or it could be a civil engineer. Civil. Meaning they deal politically. Let's see now. Let's see. Little hair, sideburns. The face is let's get a little bit more sculpture. It's kind of like, okay, now. Now, these type of guys, they're two different guys. Look at that. Two different guys. Now, of course, these are just the bare essentials. The bare essentials. This is a look. The look. This could be. Oh, he's already there. Like, let's see now. Well, we have two guys. We have one who is more conservative looking than the other. Now, and we have the other, not that one. Let's see this one. And we have one that's more poetic, and more something. And they both are like, delighted to meet you. Delighted to meet you. Yes, and I would assume that they are in the age that you like them. They don't look like old dudes. They look like they do things. One could be a filmmaker, successful in the arts, in film, and the other, or production of some sort, and the other could be meow meow. This one is already. See how my pussycat is already getting jealous of like this other one. Could be more business savvy. Maybe he deals in import export, something like that. Yeah, but this is the kind of look. I mean, this is that's the kind of look. I think you'll have a choice of not that one. Two types of guys. And of course, this one is going to have a turtleneck on. Definitely because it's winter. So we're looking at a turtleneck. I see a turtleneck. Yes, I see a turtleneck. And he has a nice body. They both have nice bodies because, you know, they're so something, you know, they got. You recognize them because they're like fit these types. These types. This is just like a. I mean, I could spend more time, but for right now, this is probably. This is what I see for you. The look. 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 Wow. And I see one having dark hair and one having not so dark hair. I mean, I see one having brown hair and one maybe and one having darker hair. Darker hair. Interesting. 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 Pussycat. What does that cat want? I don't understand what that cat wants. Maybe he wants to go potty. Well, this is what I see for you. I see you're going to have a choice of these two men. Two men. One, and they're both, you know, just going to see which is which. Which is which. You never can tell. But back to our original. Back to now. What we have to do, we have to figure out is how we're going to have to figure out how can we get 2025 to work for us. Would anybody like a reading? Would anybody like to find who is coming towards them with love and affection or any other thing in 2025? 2025. The magical coming of days. And we're not getting into any of the stuff that was going on in 2024. We're going to just take it, brouhaha, as they say, as it's said, and we're going to like forge ahead with positivity. We're going to manifest our goals, and our goal is to not to be 2024 for one thing. Changes for the better. We're not going to get into this, oh, no, we're not doing it. We're not going to think that there's going to be any one person that will lead us out of this miserables of all the things that are wrong in 2024. No. What we're going to do is be strong, be focused, and you get readings. So anybody who wants a reading, I am available for you. And if you just want to say hi, Happy New Year, Happy 2025, share some of your thoughts, hey, I'm listening. We're all listening. The more ideas that we have of love and happiness, how to get love, how to get happiness, how to be in love, how to be happy, we're better off. Better off. Because there's plenty of the opposite who like to say, ooh, spooky. And we're not into spooky. We're going to see that. Now, happy people aren't spooky people. Unhappy people are kind of spooky because they don't want to be happy. Right? Unhappy people are. That's one thing I'm going to do this year. Anyone who's like unhappy, aka not manifesting positivity. I don't want them. I don't want it. I mean, of course, if you're trying to work your way out of that negativity, okay, it depends. But some people like don't want to be worked out of it. They like to be. They like to be unhappy. So okay, go ahead, be unhappy over there, somewhere else, not here. That's all. That's all. I think Mystic Moons is offering quite. Mystic Moons hopes to grow this coming year. Mystic Moons has only been around for about 10 months or so, and oh, it's been interesting. It's been really interesting. No television, no. I mean, we have Mystic Moons does not watch television. Mystic Moons is trying to grab things from the ether, and and understands too. I mean, of course, Mystic Moons is up on current events, whatever is happening. Mystic Moons keeps a step, keeps everything in mind and aware of celebrities, political scenes, and trying to think of what is the end game for all this. The end game for us, Mystic Moons, is to be happy, to be in love. Love to plant, you're in love with your plants, be in love with your plants. You're in love with your dogs and your pets and your cats, be in love with your dogs and your pets. You like carpentry, you love it, love it. You love to be a painter, be a painter. You love to write poems, write poems. That's where Mystic Moons is at. Mystic Moons is like, go for it, go for it, go for it. Go for it. Mystic Moons isn't caring about AI taking over your job because wait a minute. How many people want to talk to a machine? A lot do because, whatever. But a lot of people don't want to talk to a machine. I'm sick of machines. Not that I want to do everything, back in the old days. No. But I'm tired. I find it tiresome to think that, oh, this computer is smarter than you and can do this in 5 minutes. Well, that's what it's supposed to do. That's what I mean. Just like my vacuum cleaner is supposed to pick up the dust balls, I can, and that's supposed to be a good thing. It is a good thing. I'm not going to compete with my vacuum cleaner. Why should I think I have to compete with my data gathering software, my data gathering computer? Go ahead. But you know what? You get to keep mindful of this. I think that computers, of course, run on electricity. If there's a brownout, you still got to, and then when things get like the EMP or anything like that, you still got to have human resources. Human resources are like what we are. So let's not think that we're totally obsolete or we even halfway obsolete because that's the functionality of things being done. But I'm not going to lean on it. Lean on it. Lean on it. Don't lean on something that's not real. I mean, real in terms of of course, we need food to operate. We are carbon, and we defecate and we do this and we do that. So we're not totally needing sunshine to get our photosynthesis to get our stuff together. But the point is, hey, hay is for horses. Machines are machines. So, and happiness, you deserve it. You deserve to be happy. So, Happy New Year, first of all, to everybody. And, and, what are you going to do that's going to make 2025 different from 2024? Well, I'm going to take a break right now. And if you have anything you want to ex- express, please do. Please do. Feel free. I'm around.